Okay, so I asked if you guys had any questions for a Q&A on my Instagram page. If you're not following my Instagram page, you really should. It's a lot of fun over there. I try to remind people of feast days and holy days, and it's about family. And anyway, you should definitely check it out. It's A Catholic Mom's Life. So over there, I asked if you guys had any questions, and so I'm gonna go through questions. There are quite a few, so I'm gonna try to kind of talk quickly, but definitely if you have any answers to these questions, definitely put your thoughts in as well. I would love to hear what you guys have to say. And welcome to this channel. If you are new, my name is Heather, and I am so happy that you joined us. Okay, so let me get started. I'm gonna try to be really quick on these. So the first one is, my husband and I are expecting our first baby in April. Congratulations, that's coming up soon. And he just left for a week with the military. I know you spent some time away from your husband when he was in China. What advice do you have trying to get through the difficult part? Yeah, I would say, because my husband does travel with his job and stuff, and sometimes, like when he was in China, it was 8 months without him. And no, I'm sorry, it was, yeah, 8 months without him. And it was hard. It was challenging, and I clung to Jesus. I truly, honestly did. Where we lived, because of, he couldn't be with me when I had he was there for Zachary, but then he had to go back to China. So I had 3 kids in a place I didn't know a single person. It was very challenging, but very holy at the same time. So I truly, honestly clung to God during that time, and I cried a lot with God. I had a lot of good times as well, and just I feel like I conquered that time in a very good, holy way. And so that's what I would just say, that when they're gone, cling to Jesus, which we should be doing anyway, but this is such a good opportunity to do that. Okay, so the next one is, what are your favorite worship songs or hymns? And I have a whole playlist that I have, and I love praise and worship songs. I did Net Ministries, and that's where I really got into the praise and worship side of prayer, which I had never really done that before, but that's one of my favorite forms of prayer. So I would say, like, is it Songhill? Is that what it is? But really, I listen to K-Love. I love K-Love. We don't have Catholic radio where I live, so that is like the next best thing, and I love it because it's so positive. It's very, they're not anti-Catholic or anything on there. It's just all Christians, and we are Christians, so I love it, and it really does bring me closer to God. I really feel, I know a lot of like traditionalists like almost despise praise and worship, but I love it. I absolutely love it. I also love Latin Mass. You know, I love all different forms of prayer, and I do not look down on any form of prayer. So yeah, I don't know. I really like a lot of new songs out there. I'm trying to think. I love Matt Maher. He's Catholic, and he's really good. He, I believe, went to Steubenville, but I would say he's one of my favorites, is Matt Maher. Oh, Heather answered this one. Okay. How do you schedule your YouTube and blog content creation, from brainstorming, production to publishing? I only have one baby with no family here, and I find it incredibly difficult to edit and post. Maybe also because we're still nursing at night. Yeah, I would say you kind of just have to find your rhythm. For me, I set a specific day that I work on videos, so I'll do like 2 to 3 videos a day if I can, and then throughout the week I'll edit them, and that has really helped me. And I just kind of take my time. I try to stay focused on, I try to do Monday and Thursday where I actually, you know, upload and everything, but I try to be ahead of the game. During Lent, it's been a little hard, but I would say just pick one day and do a couple videos, and then throughout the week edit them. So that's my big thing. And then I only have to do my hair and makeup once a week. Not true. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. Let's see. Will you share your month food schedule? I am a new homemaker. I feel so lost at breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I would love to get inspiration. So yeah, I'll do a whole video on that because I used to get very stressed out about that too. But what I've learned is in the breakfast I have the same thing, usually eggs, avocado, sometimes toast. And then I'll do a green smoothie. And then for lunch, this is my big kicker because I always didn't know what to do. On Mondays, I'll make a big batch of soup, and then I'll double the recipe. So then the rest of the week I have soup for lunch, and sometimes I'll have a salad or maybe a sandwich, but my soup is like my main thing. And that way it's all ready. I don't have to worry about lunch, and it's delicious and good and all of that. So I've tried a bunch of different soup recipes, but usually Monday I'll make a big old pot of soup, and that's the rest of the week is taken care of. So I'll do a whole video on that. I know meal planning can be really stressful, but I have learned to really love it. And so I'll kind of share with you what I've kind of come up with. I'll do a whole video on that. When do you pray with your children as a family? What age do you begin teaching things like the Lord's Prayer and the Creed? This is by A Common Life, who I love her. So our family prays every night as a family, right before bed. That's part of our nightly routine. And we always start with the youngest and move our way to my husband. So my husband's the last to do prayer. And I don't know, I think we, at the end of every prayer, every family prayer, we pray Our Father, Hail Mary, Glory be, and St. Michael the Archangel. And so the kids are just learning it because we do it every night. So that's how our kids know the Lord's Prayer and all of that. Okay. Hi Heather, I have a question for your video. I'm planning to start RCIA soon and begin the conversion process. My family knows my husband is Catholic, but doesn't really like that I go to Mass with him. How can I explain to them that I find Catholicism to be true without making them feel that they need to convert? In my culture, they're supposed to stay in the religion they were born into because your entire family and reputation are tied into it. Thank you. Oh, that's a tough one. There are some religions that I know are like that, kind of almost divisive, but I would just, stay true to the Catholic faith. Obviously, congratulations, I think that's so exciting, but I know the whole family part can be really hard. In fact, I know people who have converted, but they don't tell their family. And I know that's painful for them because that's a huge part of their life is their faith and stuff. So I don't know, I would say be true to yourself. Say, hey, listen, I feel like I'm, want to be Catholic. I feel really close to God in the Catholic faith. I feel like, that that's the one true church, all of that, whatever you want, but just say it non-judgmental, and if they feel judged, that's on them. But I would just stay true to who you are and stuff. And I am so excited for you. Please keep me updated on that, how that goes. Have you already done a video on Mass tips with toddlers and babies? I have. And the main thing I would say is just, it's hard. I feel like toddlers are so hard at Mass. Bella is in a very loud stage right now where she just constantly is speaking or, like talking, gabbing, singing. Like, she's so cute, she'll sing songs. Once the song's over, she'll keep singing. So we go in the back. There's a glass area, so we'll take her back there if she gets kind of loud. And it's hard, but I think that God loves it at the same time, loves that we're bringing our children to him, and that just brings him so much joy, even though it's hard. But this is a gift of love to God. ultimately. So it's not necessarily what we're getting out of it, it's what we're giving to God ultimately. What do you think about feminism? I love women. I think women rock. I also love men though. I think that God has a beautiful purpose for men and women, and I sometimes feel like feminism is very divisive, and when I really feel like with men we should be working together, and I don't know, I think a part of me doesn't understand feminism because I feel like women have it so awesome in our country, and maybe that's just what I've experienced, but I don't know. I love being a woman. Does that make me a feminism? I don't know. I don't know, but I am not divisive. I love men too, and I see the good and the glory that they are. I know there are some bad apples out there, but listen up. There are some women who are bad apples too, who are very manipulative and just, you know what I mean. You know what I mean. So, feminism, I guess I like it. I don't know. But I think God gave everybody such great things to add, like a marriage with a man and a woman. My husband and I are so different, but we balance each other so well. And I feel like that's kind of how men and women are. Like, we're kind of a balance for each other. How to find a group of Catholic young adults. Tips on making new friends and finding Catholic community. Well, there's Blessed Is She, and I know that they do like different things in the area, different areas. So it kind of depends on where you go. But I would try Catholic churches in your area. Like, what are some Catholic churches? And maybe if your church doesn't have one, maybe go to another one. See, and if not, maybe start something up. I don't know. It can be very hard. For me, I always stuck around Catholics. Like, I did Net Ministries, which is phenomenal if you're looking to do ministry. You travel around for a year with a bunch of other young Catholics. It's phenomenal. It's very intense, but awesome. But from there, I just met so many awesome Catholics that I always had fellowship until I got married, which is a whole another thing. But I was really blessed in that way. So I would say just check out your churches, do ministry work, and pray. Ask Saint Elizabeth. You know, I feel like that's Mary's best friend, her cousin. Ask her to help you find friendships, and there's nothing wrong with that. Fellowship is a big part of, I think, helping form us, because they'll help us along the way. What's your favorite book of all time? I guess the Bible, Catechism. But besides that, well, I just did the 5 books I'll never get rid of. Our Lady of Cabejo. I absolutely love that, and I don't know. It was just such a fascinating book. I feel like that was probably my favorite. So what's the best way to come back to the Catholic faith after being gone for 10 years? Also, how to help my young children integrate back into the Catholic faith from non-practicing. I mean, yeah, I want to say that, you know, I've been Catholic my whole life, and I would say pretty devout, but I am still trying to seek out the Lord and figure things out. I did a whole thing on my 5 favorite books. So if you're a book reader, I would definitely check that out and maybe get some of those books. But there's Catholic radio, there's Father Barron has a lot of really great things. There's just so many awesome ways to be connected to the Catholic faith now, and it kind of depends what you're looking for. Are you looking for the Bible studies, or, you know, Jeff Cavins is great for that. If you're converting back, Scott Hahn is amazing and has really good books and talks and stuff. So it kind of depends what you're looking for. Getting your kids into the faith, just start talking about it. Just talk about how awesome God is, and start learning the Catholic faith. Start reading the catechism, and it could even be the little kids catechism. It's a great place to start, is the Baltimore Catholic catechism. Just start there, very basic, and then work your way up to the adult one. And I think that's a great way to start. And same with your kids, like just start small. Same with like if you're learning the Bible study, like I've learned so much from just reading Bible stories to my kids, and I'm like, huh, who knew, you know? And so now when I do read the actual Bible, especially the Old Testament, it all kind of clicks to me, whereas I don't think it would have if I didn't read the kids' Bible stories. So just start small. That's totally fine, and just, you know, talk about the faith with your kids. And I would say don't overly do it because that might push them away, but just joyfully talk about why we believe what we believe and stuff. So welcome back, by the way. That is so awesome that you're coming back. And okay, what is the difference between being Catholic and being just a general Christian? How do I become Catholic? Okay, so the main thing is all Christians, all people who believe in Jesus are Christians. So I know a lot of people think Catholics aren't Christians. Well, we are the first Christians. Jesus started the Catholic faith, and then Martin Luther came in, I want to say, the 1400s, and didn't agree with some of the teachings of the church, and so broke away and started his own religion. But until that time, everybody was Catholic. And so we believe Jesus started the Catholic faith. So we, could be a whole video in itself, but he gave the keys to the kingdom to Peter, and Peter is the first pope, saying, you know, I will, you know, he's kind of giving Peter the authority pretty much to lead us to Christ. And through the Holy Spirit, we believe that the popes have led us and helped us to grow closer to God in the changing times and stuff. So, and how do you become Catholic? You can just go to your nearest church and go to RCIA. And those are classes that will kind of teach you about the Catholic faith. And so around Easter, they usually, that's when you usually convert, get confirmed in the Catholic faith, and you can receive the Eucharist and all of that. So, sorry, I'm excited. Can you tell I love this? But yeah, so you'll take classes, and then pretty much at Easter time, you will get confirmed, and that's when you will actually be Catholic. But I mean, you can be Catholic obviously before then, but to receive the sacraments and all of that, you need to be Catholic. So yeah, so that is that. My question is about the Catholic Bible study. Do you have any tips? And if you study, what method? Okay, so Jeff Cavins, I think, is the best one. He used to be Protestant, converted over, and he knows the Bible inside and out. He's phenomenal. In fact, he did the Bible timeline, and so it kind of breaks it down to, you know, what happened, make it kind of more smoother. And so he has one that's very basic, and then one that is like pretty in depth. So you can kind of go either way. I would start with the basic one first, and then go to the more in-depth one, and I feel like you would catch more that way. But he's phenomenal. He's so good. Very good teacher. Okay, so the next one. What do you pack in your kids' lunch boxes? Well, I have like bento boxes. Is that what they are? And so each, there's 4, and I just put a sandwich in one, and then crackers, cheese, and then fruit is pretty much every day. It's a little, obviously different fruit and stuff, but that's what I do pretty much every day. What are some awesome miracles you have ever experienced or seen? I mean, definitely having my children. My husband and I had a hard time getting pregnant with our first one. It took 2 years, and it was very painful. Like, I was already 30, you know, when we got married, so it was very hard. And pretty much, I think that was a miracle. Pope John Paul II, I feel like, really interceded, helped me bring my prayers to Christ. And so I do feel like all my children are complete miracles, my husband. But as far as like supernatural miracles, I mean, there have been a couple where I don't know, it's kind of a private thing, I guess, but but you all are my friends, right? So pretty much my friends and I saw the miracle of the sun in Hawaii, and it was just crazy how it happened because we all saw it like kind of separately, and then when we joined up, we realized, like, we were all like, did you see that? And all of us saw it, and no one else around us saw it. And so we were like the tallest point in Hawaii, and we were praying the rosary as we were like making our way up this mountain and stuff. Anyway, it was phenomenal and it was incredible, and I've witnessed the miracle of the like spinning sun. I don't know, pretty cool. So that was pretty awesome. What are your favorite kid-friendly movies? Brother Francis are awesome. All of them are phenomenal. For kids, I feel like there are some other like saint stories and stuff. Those are good, but I would say Brother Francis, hands down. Which denomination would you join if you were not Catholic? Which denomination is the most similar? Well, my whole dad's side is all Lutheran, and they're pretty similar, but I mean, the main things are that they don't have the Eucharist. They do, but it's different. They have different kind of denominations within the Lutheran Church. So some of them actually believe that they're turning, you know, the body and blood into the body of Christ, which you need a priest for that. That's what we believe. And we do have a special honor for Mary. So there are definitely differences, but I think the main thing to remember is that obviously I think Catholicism is amazing and the best, but we're all Christians. We all love Christ. I feel like we're all on the same team, and I think sometimes people can be so divisive on, you know, different denominations and stuff. But I think if we all just need to keep praying for each other and loving on each other. I mean, that's what we're called to do, is to love each other. And I think sometimes that basic concept gets lost in even the Catholic faith. Like, you'll hear people just, you know, saying, oh, you have to have Latin Mass and, you know, certain things to, you know, to be worthy. And it's like, that's actually not true. You know, in the Catholic faith, you can go to a regular English speaking Mass and it is the same Jesus. So anyway, so I would say Lutheran. I don't know, that's my dad's whole side and they're pretty awesome, but ultimately I love the Eucharist. I love how much, you know, Catholics love Mary and all of that. So but we're ultimately all in love with the same God, and we're all, you know, our goal is all the same, which is heaven. So the next, there's a lot here. I'm gonna try to, oh my goodness. Did you ever have any issue with your newborns not wanting to sleep in their crib? My little girl just wants to sleep on my chest all night, but I know it's not safe. This is by Allie Marie, my Catholic perspective. So yeah, Jacob, my second, was like that, where he just always wanted to be held. So what I did was I sleep trained him during the day, so he learned to fall asleep while I was awake and stuff, because in the middle of the night it's so hard. And then I just slowly transitioned him during the night, if that makes sense. So yeah, he was not a great sleeper at night, and that was rough rough on our marriage and our life and everything. But I would say during the day, really sleep train them, work on them in the day, and then at night it hopefully will transfer over. Where did you find the amazing Madonna statue in my videos? My husband went to Laving in Vietnam and bought that for me. Came home with a huge huge statue, and I love it. She's perfect for my videos and she's awesome. So those are my questions, and I hope I got them all. I hope that those made sense. Definitely, if you you know, whatever you guys think with those questions, please add them, because this is all about community and really sharing our Catholic faith and, you know, motherhood and conversion stories and all of that. That's the best part of YouTube, are the comments and just reading them and getting closer to God with each other. So anyway, definitely check out my Instagram page if you haven't already, and thank you for all your questions. I hope that made sense, and until next time, I will see you all later. God bless. Bye.